وإذا طلقتم النساء فبلغن أجلهن فأمسكوا معروف أو سرحوهن معروف ولا تمسكوهن ضرارا لتعتدوا ومن يفعل ذلك فقد ظلم نفسه ولا تتخذوا آيات الله هزوا واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم وما أنزل عليكم من الكتاب والحكمة يعظكم به واتقوا الله واعلموا أن الله بكل شيء عليم وإذا طلقتم النساء فبلغن أجلهن فلا تعضلوهن أن ينكحن أزواجهن إذا تراضوا بينهم معروف ذلك يوعظ به من كان منكم يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر ذلكم أزكى لكم وأطهر والله يعلم وأنتم لا تعلمون صدق الله العظيم. Continuing with the ayat regarding talaq, ayah 231 of Surah Al-Baqarah begins with وَإِذَا طَلَّقْتُمُ النِّسَاءَ, that when a person gives first or the second divorce, فَبَلَغْنَ أَجَلَهُنَّ, and as the time of their iddah, the waiting period of the woman, comes close to an end. As we mentioned previously, that the iddah, waiting period of a woman who is divorcee, is that of the passing of 3 menstrual cycles. فَأَمْسِكُوهُنَّ بِمَعْرُوفٍ أَوْ سَرِّحُوهُنَّ بِمَعْرُوفٍ. Then either a person takes them back, what we call raj'ah, a person revokes that divorce that has been given and back his spouse, or سَرِّحُوهُنَّ بِمَعْرُوفٍ, or they let them go. And they don't take them back, and when the iddah comes to an end, there will be a separation between them. And if they want to get back again later, then they would have to renew their nikah, etc. وَلَا تُمْسِكُوهُنَّ ضِرَارًا لِتَعْتَدُوا. Very important that this happens many a times. That a person, they are in a relationship, husband and wife are in a relationship, and things are not going the right way. So they speak to people, they try to do sulh islah, but it's not happening. And this is a relationship which doesn't be working out. So what the man does, purposely the husband does not give a divorce. Just out of spite, just to cause more harm and difficulty upon the wife. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَا تُمْسِكُوهُنَّ ضِرَارًا. That do not keep them back, ضِرَارًا, to cause them harm. تَعْتَدُوا, that you will be doing injustice. So this will be injustice, this is a form of dhulm. وَمَنْ يَفْعَلْ ذَلِكَ فَقَدْ ظَلَمَ نَفْسَهُ. Now where we discussed that talaq is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given the responsibility of talaq to the man. There are situations when a man, for example, they do extreme dhulm, oppression, they're not fulfilling the responsibilities of a marriage, and in such scenarios, in such cases where a man does not give divorce, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Sharia, has also kept another passage for men, a way how to come out. What is that? That in Islamic countries or in places where they have the qadi, the justice system of Islamic rule, there the women, they will take their case to the court, the Islamic court, and over there the qadi, they will look at the situation, they will look at the case. It's like any other place, any other court case that is taken, and the qadi will judge his best discretion that if she has a valid grounds of asking for fasakh of the nikah, of considering the nikah to be, or bring that nikah to an end, then the qadi will give that judgment. So that is, as far as Islamic countries are concerned, they have these courts that are set up. In non-Islamic countries, in non-Muslim countries, there the hukum is based on of some fuqaha, that those bodies which work as, for example, you may know as jami'at, or those bodies that work as a supervising board, or some dawliftas that do these type of services, then in that case where there is a jama'ah of ulama, there are these services offered, then Muslim women can also take their cases over there. This happened in India at that time when this became a need. So in the 1900s, Maulana Ashraf Ali Thanwi and other ulama, they set up this system for women, because India at that time was not a Darul Islam, it was not a place, it was not a Muslim country, it's still not a Muslim country. So in those cases, what women can do is that they can take their case to such bodies, such ulama body, which do and which give these services. ولا تمسكوهن ضرارا لتعتدوا ومن يفعل ذلك فقد ظلم نفسه. Whoever does so, then indeed they have oppressed themselves. Coming back to what we were saying is that this again will be looked as a case. And this doesn't mean that anytime any woman will go to the qadi or to that body to apply for a fasakh of the nikah, that they'll be granted that. That's also very important for everyone to understand, that it will be considered and it will be looked as a case like any other case will be looked at. That you have to hear both sides of the story, that what does a man have to say and what does a woman have to say, and those that will give the ruling, they will apply their best of discretion. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself, in the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that sometimes people bring a case to him. Rasulullah himself, he's saying that people, the Sahaba, you bring your cases to me, and one of you presents his argument, another person presents his argument. Now I will judge. Rasulullah saying, he says, I will judge based on what is apparent, what is the lahir. And I don't know necessarily, unless Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells me by wahi, I won't know necessarily what really happened. Based on your arguments and based on what is presented to me, that's how I will give my ruling and my hukum. Based on this hadith, many ulama also said that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not have ilm al-ghayb. He did not have the ilm of the unseen. Yes, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave wahi, in those cases, there obviously was ruled and as accurate as possible. But otherwise, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that I give ruling based on what is apparent. And the hadith continues that if, for example, I have given a ruling which is in favor of someone who is really the oppressing party, I gave ruling in favor of the one who should not have been ruled for, then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that they should consider this what they are getting. If, for example, if it's mal, if it's a type of wealth, then consider that to be an ember of Jahannam, an ember of fire. Just because you won the court case doesn't make it halal for you. Because you won the court case doesn't mean it's rightful for you to take it. وَمَنْ يَفْعَلْ ذَلِكَ فَقَدْ ظَلَمَ نَفْسَهُ. Whoever does so, then indeed he has oppressed himself. وَلَا تَتَّخِذُوا آيَاتِ اللَّهِ هُزُوًا. Do not take the ayat of Allah, the verses of Allah, the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, huzwa, as a joke. Over here, one is apparent of it, that do not make a mockery of the ayat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also, this is an indication towards the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that three things, the seriousness of it is considered to be serious, and the joke of it is also considered to be serious. Meaning, if a person intends it, definitely it will be valid. And in these same three things, if a person says, no, I was just joking, they will still be valid. ثَلَاثٌ جِدُّهُنَّ جِدٌّ وَهَزْلُهُنَّ جِدٌّ. Which ones? Rasulullah said that three things: talaq, divorce; yameen, taking an oath in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala; and i'taq, freeing a person's slave when there was slavery. So if a person gives divorce and says, I was joking about it, the hadith of Rasulullah says that that's still considered to be serious. ثَلَاثٌ جِدُّهُنَّ جِدٌّ وَهَزْلُهُنَّ جِدٌّ. Yani if a person is serious about it, then obviously it will occur. And if you're joking about it, it'll still occur. That's the hadith of Rasulullah. And the other two are yameen, taking an oath. Someone says, Wallahi, I'll do such and such, and say, I was just joking about it. The hadith of Rasulullah, that you still have to fulfill that oath that you have taken. And the third being i'taq, yani if a person frees his slave, then it will necessarily be free. وَلَا تَتَّخِذُوا آيَاتِ اللَّهِ هُزُوًا. وَاذْكُرُوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكُمْ. Remember the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon you. وَمَا أَنزَلَ عَلَيْكُمْ مِنَ الْكِتَابِ وَالْحِكْمَةِ. And what He has revealed to you from the book, yani the Quran al-Kareem, wal-Hikmah, the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, يَعِظُكُمْ بِهِ, through which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you wa'ad and nasiha and advice. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهِ وَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّ اللَّهَ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمٌ. So we'll see that where the ahkam, commands which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Quran al-Kareem, where it sets rules and laws, then with that, the style of the Quran al-Kareem is that a person is again reminded of the taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That one is law, one is apparent, what is law, what a person should not do, legal, illegal, all of these things, that is one thing. But what keeps a person bound to these things, especially when a person is in his or her private life? And a person may go and follow the law when there's police around him, there's in public, then a person follows the laws. But once a person is in his private, then what keeps a person obeying the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is nothing but the taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, consciousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in the Quran Kareem, you'll see both sides. Where the laws of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are mentioned, they're made clear that this is legal, this is illegal, this is what a person can do, cannot do. Then with that, the ayat of taqwa are brought. Why? Because what is going to keep a person within the hudud, the limits of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّ اللَّهَ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمٌ. Know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is indeed knowing of everything. وَإِذَا طَلَّقْتُمُ النِّسَاءَ. Thereafter, the ayah 232 of Surah Al-Baqarah brings another hukum, that when a person or when those that divorce their wives فَبَلَغْنَ أَجَلَهُنْ, then the iddah comes to an end. فَلَا تَعْضُلُوهُنَّ أَن يَنْكِحْنَ أَزْوَاجَهُنْ. Now do not prevent them, do not become an obstacle in them getting married again. Many times this happens that a family says, oh, you just got divorced, now you're going to bring again disgrace to us, etc., etc., all of these type of things. Now, this was a certain situation, this is part of life, that some relationships do not work out together. Now, to stop a woman from getting married again, this can lead to much harm. It can lead to emotional harm, it can lead to her own chastity being violated, etc. So there can be many harms of this. And this ayah and ayat of this nature also established that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given a right to women to be the final say in their marriage. Yani a woman, she has a baligha, a woman who has reached the age of puberty, she is the one that has the final say regarding who she wants to get married. Forced marriages after bulugh is not jaiz in Islam. That the father forces so and so, or that someone forces their daughter to get married after their baligha, this is incorrect. As long if the girl is unhappy with this type of marriage, then the marriage will not go through. So فَلَا تَعْضُلُوهُنَّ أَن يَنْكِحْنَ أَزْوَاجَهُنْ إِذَا تَرَاضَوْا بَيْنَهُمْ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. That when both sides are happy with whatever has been chosen, then they should not stop. People should not become an impediment, an obstacle in this. Sabab nuzul of this ayah, the Mufassirun mentioned the cause of revelation of this ayah. One incident was that of Ma'qil bin Yasar radiallahu anhu. The Ma'qil bin Yasar was the wali of his sister, so he organized for his sister to marry to another Sahabi. So after they were married, there was some arguments and he divorced her, and like that her iddah came to an end. When her iddah came to an end, the Sahabi who was married to Ma'qil bin Yasar's sister, he was very sad about it. He thought that what he did was wrong, that they could have worked things out, there was no need to give divorce. So he felt that they can, if they get back together, then they can make the marriage work out again. And she felt the same way, that maybe there was something from both sides and now they could make things work. When this news reached Ma'qil bin Yasar that the Sahabi wants to marry his sister, and his sister was happy with this, he said that no, I will not do this. Why? That you are going to cause disgrace, etc., to our family or to me. So these ayat were revealed even in such an incident, that after she was married to the same man, again, if she wants to get married, the woman still has that haqq. She still has the right to get married to the same man again. ذلك يوعظ به من كان منكم يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر. Who will take this wa'ad, who will take this advice from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? من كان منكم يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر. That those that really believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the final day, they will benefit from the wa'ad, the nasiha the Quran Kareem gives. ذلكم أزكى لكم وأطهر. Whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed, the ahkam that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has clarified for us in the Quran Kareem, that is most beneficial for us, that is most befitting and most pure for you. Wallahu ya'lam wa antum la ta'lamun. This final part of the ayah is important, that we take this to our heart, that Wallahu ya'lam, that indeed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what is best, wa antum la ta'lamun, and you do not know. Man, human, especially in this age, a person thinks, we know what is the best thing to happen. How can this be? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I am the one that has created you. I have created the universe. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows a person's fitrah, how he has created and what he has created. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says he knows what is best for us, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that we do not have even of the ilm of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants us taqwa and iman and belief in the ayat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.